In 2012, Rangers Football Club started again in Division 3 of the Scottish Football League. A new league, a new company in charge of the club, but in the eyes of the fans, the same target, just from a distance.
Some people think we just went up every year, but we actually struggled in the Championship the first year and didn't actually get promoted, which was a big sort of embarrassment for Rangers, for being honest with you, when you consider our budget. But we ended up getting a new manager, and we got Mark Warburton, who's now obviously down at Forest just now, and he built a team that played some really good football, especially for the Championship. It broke the record for most consecutive wins for a Rangers manager. There was all these expectations, we were playing beautiful football, outscoring everyone. Then obviously the semi-final happened, which was against Celtic, and expectations were just blown right up, because at that point we were like, wow, this is us in the Championship. Can you imagine when we get a wee bit more money, we bring in some of the bigger names like we ended up signing? So yeah, expectations were definitely risen, just because how good we actually played. But again, that's maybe a wee bit naive. We were playing against obviously weaker opponents, but as Rangers fans, when you start winning, when you're winning 90% of your games this season, you start thinking you're pretty top notch.
Made you believe, didn't it? What were the feelings going into that season and the players that you had in the squad that you assembled?
Expectations were risen right up. We started saying we really believed in Warburton, and then we started bringing names in. Obviously Joey Barton was sort of the biggest name.
It was difficult for us then to try and predict where we thought we might end up. The squad definitely wasn't good enough, and I think the semi-final win was a bit of a fluke really.
We beat them in the semi-final. I think after the first couple of weeks when we were struggling to beat teams, we realised it's not quite going to be like that.
Problems on and off the field turned the relationship with Warburton sour, and a messy breakup ensued. On the 11th of March, Portugal's Pedro Caixinha was tasked with bridging the gap of 29 points that Celtic had over them in the 2016-17 league season.
Last season revealed that we needed more investment, more work, and a brand new squad, pretty much. A squad that was mentally and physically tough enough to deal with the SPFL.
You didn't win a single Old Firm last season. What was it like after that first game?
After the game, I think everyone noticed there's a massive brink in the quality there, and maybe we were way lower in the sort of the chain pull than we actually thought we were going into the match.
That 5-1 in April, talk me through your emotions after that.
Could have been 7 or 8 if I'm honest with you. See the game, the amount of chances they missed, and you're just so deflated, because that's at our ground, you know what I mean? There were so many people there. It's just, you expect our team to go out there and put a performance in, and unfortunately they never. So incredible low, like it was one of the lowest times ever as being a Rangers fan.
Tragedy. I wasn't expecting us to get beat that heavily, and I just felt dejected a little bit and let down, and I hope it never happens again.
Because you can imagine, we either support you, all your colleagues support one or the other team. It affects their entire life, and at home especially, our biggest ever loss at home, it was just...
So moving into this season, Caixinha, what are your thoughts on him? Is he the guy that's going to get you closer, and then one day get you beyond Celtic and stop this 9 or even 10 in a row?
If you go back and look at his history, the things he's done, like he got us our first loss against Aberdeen for 20 odd years, the biggest home fit. So there are real negatives, but because the Scottish media is so after him, what it's done, it's gelled the fans with him. We want him to succeed maybe more than any other manager.
He's an absolute masterclass in handling the Scottish media.
So you don't believe you have the best squad?
I believe, that's why I'm saying that. I believe.
So which of the Celtic players wouldn't get in your team?
I don't care about Celtic, I care about Rangers. I'm a Rangers manager.
Unfortunately, he's just very tactically very naive, and that's what makes me nervous on the park.
There's a little bit of experimenting going on, which is not unusual for a manager who's got a fresh squad that he's trying to implement his style into. So I think he does need a bit of time.
My gut feeling says maybe he's not quite the man to get us there to beat Celtic. I think he's improving the club, he's bringing players in. I don't think we would have signed someone like Bruno Alves, because he spoke about how influential that he was. Pedro was there signing for the club, so he is bringing quality in, and I'd love him to do it, but it's a wee bit nervous.
It was something that you were excited to have back. Is it now are you starting to dread it, or do you naturally dread it anyway? Is this turning into a bit of a nightmare that you can't escape from?
Yes and no. I think the way it's a tremendous spectacle. The atmosphere is fantastic. I think the whole country stops and waits for the Old Firm games. I think if a Rangers fan I was here saying, "Oh, we're scared to play them," or that'd be a sort of lie. We want to play them. We want to beat them because they're still undefeated. They've still not lost yet. We want to be the team that stops them from getting defeated. We always want to beat them. But saying that during the game when you get beat 3-0 at half time, you're like, I'm sick of playing these guys.
And it seems that Celtic have smelt blood, with James Forrest claiming that the players believe they can better those 5-1 scorelines, and Brendan Rodgers saying his players should milk it when it comes to winning Old Firm derbies.
So I was quite irked by Brendan Rodgers coming out with, Celtic are a Champions League side and Rangers have spent more than them. They've got the largest wage bill in the SPFL, and it's crazy. It's something like £58 million, whereas Rangers are not even, just over half that, really. So to come out with something like that, I just think it's a bit disrespectful.
Listen, we're no quite there with financials. Like, they're millions and millions ahead of us. You've just got to appreciate just how far ahead they are. Because I just feel like every year we spend more money, we're going to get up and up and up, and then soon we're going to be at that level for there. And I think genuinely that's when we'll match them.
I don't feel James Forrest is best placed to be coming out with statements like that with the current Rangers squad that's there. I think is just a little bit arrogant to be fair, because it's clear that we've strengthened across the park and we're not losing heavily, and actually we've got one of the best defensive records in the league right now, so I can't see it happening, but you can always dream, fella, you can always dream.
In terms of bragging rights, the true nightmare for Rangers fans is quickly coming up on the horizon. Both Rangers and Celtic have 9 titles in a row. If Celtic continue to dominate, then 2020 will see Celtic hit 9, and 2021 would see an unprecedented 10 titles in a row for the boys.
What you desperately don't want is 10 in a row. What are the long-term fixes that are going to allow you to stop that happening?
Yeah, that's sacrilegious. Like, that's 100% cannot happen. That's the one thing we're all worried about, because if they get that, I see it in my comments all the time, 10 in a row, it's always there. That's what they're hunting for, and it's horrendous.
We both had 9, and then we can start again, and everything's more of a level playing field.
But yeah, there's something we're all scared of, but fingers crossed it doesn't happen.
The world's eyes define Scottish football by the Old Firm derby, a rivalry and a game like no other, where anything can happen.
An Old Firm derby is like nothing on this planet. The excitement that fills your body, the hairs on the back of your neck when your fans are singing.
As soon as Rangers, the music hits, that's when everything changes. You're no longer nervous, you 100% believe that this is going to be, you could win 5 or 6 and on. That's generally every single time you're there.
You get the excitement, the nerves kick in.
Even though you're maybe going to struggle, that as soon as the team comes out and the atmosphere's buzzing, you're like, this is it, we're going to win.